I like to prepare a couple different things for breakfast that are easy to freeze and reheat, so when my family is busy, they can just grab one of these and be on their way. One of the things I'm going to share with you has a couple of variations to it depending on the ingredients we have on hand or what we're just in the mood for. I'm going to share all of that with you in this video. But before I do, if you're enjoying these videos and you haven't yet subscribed, I would love it if you would click that subscribe button. It means so much to me and helps me with my channel. I just would appreciate it so much. Okay, now let's get to creating, and I'm going to show you those make ahead breakfasts. The most requested dish from my family has to be my crustless broccoli quiche. I make this quiche all the time and they just love it. The first thing I do is melt a tablespoon of butter over medium-high heat and add a chopped shallot. I like using shallots, but sometimes I can't find them, so I just substitute in onions. And then I add 2 heads of broccoli that I've chopped and a half a cup of water to help steam the broccoli. I add a teaspoon of salt and I'll cover it with a lid, which will help that steaming process. While it's cooking, I prepare my eggs, which is 6 eggs and 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Sometimes I sprinkle in 1/4 a teaspoon of nutmeg to add some earthiness, and I'll add a teaspoon of salt and whisk that up really well. I put the broccoli at the base of my pie dish, which has been greased, and then I'm going to pour the egg mixture on top of that. And then I'm going to submerge my little broccoli underneath the eggs and then coat it with plenty of cheese. I like a variety of cheese, so sometimes I use 2 or 3 different kinds, but any cheese will do. Then you're going to bake it in a 350-degree oven for 35 minutes, and this is what you end up with. It turns out perfect every single time. I make other variations, including this one with zucchini for the broccoli, as you see here. You just need to squeeze the moisture out of your grated zucchini before adding it to your pan to prevent a soggy quiche. I do everything else the same with the amount of eggs, the types of cheese. Once again, any variety of cheese works, and the cooking time is the same as well. It turns out just as delicious, golden brown on top, and my family loved it just the same. Here is another variation of the quiche, and in this one I increased the protein and swapped out a few of the ingredients. I have cracked open 8 eggs, and for the 9th egg, I'm just going to use some egg beaters to use that up. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of cottage cheese, 1/3 a cup of feta, and about 1/3 a cup of my triple cheddar cheese. I'll go ahead and whisk that up. To my egg mixture, I'm also going to add some oregano. And I'm chopping 1 can of artichoke hearts, but I'm only going to add half of the can into my eggs. And then I have my bag of spinach, which I have washed and spun to dry. I'll whisk that up really well, and then I'll pour it all into my greased pie dish. All right, this is ready to go into our oven. That's at 400. We're going to do it in the middle rack for about 15 minutes. And this is the finished amazing quiche, the low-carb, high-protein option. So after the quiche has completely cooled, I divide it into pieces. Of course, we nibble on it quite a bit, and then I pack up the remaining, put each of the slices separated by a piece of wax paper, and I can either put it in the fridge or the freezer. I will probably go ahead and put this one in the freezer and wrap these up individually and put those in the fridge. Now we have a breakfast option that reheats in the microwave in less than a minute, and it is perfect for those rushed mornings. Up next, I'm prepping my breakfast burritos. I start with turkey sausage that I saute until fully cooked, and then for my eggs, I'll either do egg beaters or 6 to 8 whole eggs. I scramble those with my fully cooked sausage and get that all mixed together, and then let it cool as I prepare my burritos. I use a whole package of the low-carb Mission tortillas. For these burritos, I'm using 2 kinds of cheese. I have sharp cheddar that I've shredded and also smoked provolone that I've shredded. I use a different kind of cheese every single time. I have used Velveeta slices in the past. I've used American cheese. I've used Swiss. I've used Munster. I really like to stick to more of the less processed cheeses, so that's what I've been doing lately. I really like the smokiness of the provolone. That really went well. So I did 4 of those and 4 of the cheddar, and now I'm putting my egg sausage mixture right on top of that, and I will wrap them up. This is one of my son's favorite breakfasts. It's the perfect grab and go option for him whenever he's running out of time, just needs to get out the door quickly. And also it's so easy to just throw these in the microwave for a minute and they defrost and melt that cheese and it comes out perfect. I wrap them up individually, either in parchment paper or saran wrap, and then I put them all into a plastic bag and just put the whole bag into the freezer. All set, I have breakfast for the week. I'm now gonna make the prep ahead meal, this sausage scramble. With turkey sausage, I'm going to roast a sweet potato. It's gonna have eggs, of course, and our spinach. And I have some leftover green onions that I will just top it at the end. Whoever is going to eat this in the morning, they can sprinkle on their own favorite cheese. So we will add that later and not as part of the scramble. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the meat. And while that's going on, I will roast the sweet potato. I have peeled and diced my sweet potato. I've added some olive oil, and I'm also going to add onion powder, some garlic powder, some turmeric, and some chili powder. And then I'm gonna get it on my grill rack and go ahead and put it in the air fryer for about 8 minutes to start. Flip them over and do another 8. We're gonna add our 5 scrambled eggs. We're going to add half our bag of spinach and a little salt. I add a splash of half and half to give it a little bit more moisture and help wilt that spinach. I love how the sweet potatoes give it an extra great color with the orange, the spinach with the green. Everything looks so good. You could add mushrooms to this, any other vegetable you like, bell pepper, red, green. And then anything you're missing flavor-wise, you can, of course, add with your cheese and a sauce. So I think we're good. Took a taste, it's delicious. Let's add our green onions on top. And we are ready to portion this out and have it all through the week. All right, put them away in our containers, 2 in a glass container so we can microwave it directly in the container and have it for breakfast. And then this one is in plastic to be portioned out for whoever wants that. But we are ready to put this in the fridge and we are prepared. That's at least 4 to 5 breakfasts right there. I hope you were inspired by all my prep ahead breakfasts, the quiche, the broccoli, and the zucchini, as well as the spinach with the cottage cheese. And my breakfast burritos that are ready for the freezer, as well as the breakfast hash. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell, and I'll see you on the next video.